go ahead and call tonight's regular council meeting to order. And for tonight's invocation, we've got Pastor Jerry Thorpe Jr. of the Faith Community Worship Center.
Dear God, Heavenly Father, we praise you and we thank you for keeping your hand upon our city. I pray that you will bless this meeting here tonight, that you will give our leaders wisdom, Lord God, for the business that they're about to conduct. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Sean Bertle.
Here.
Arnie Dorchenez. Bob Heberly.
Here.
Bruce Jones.
Here.
Ray Coons.
Here.
John Lawrence. Martin Voda.
Here.
Earl Walters.
Here.
6 aldermen present, 2 absent. First, I'd like to entertain a motion to utilize the omnibus vote for approval of the minutes in the previous meetings listed on tonight's agenda under the title of omnibus vote designation. Who was the first? Mr. Coons, second by Mr. Voda.
Jones.
Jones, I'm sorry. Okay. Roll call.
Your Honor, comment maybe.
Yeah.
Is this the time we want to pull the Lake and Airport?
No, that'll be the next one.
Thank you.
Okay. Bob Heberly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coons.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Okay, now we have the omnibus vote designation itself, and it will apply to the following minutes. The minutes of the regular meeting held April 2nd, 2012. Minutes of the Personnel Committee meeting held April 5th, 2012. Minutes of the Water Environmental Committee meeting held April 12th, 2012. We are pulling the minutes of the Lake Airport Committee due to the fact that that meeting was canceled, so there are no minutes. And then I've also been asked to pull the minutes of the Emergency Services Committee. We're going to make an amendment on that. So those first 3 I read are what I'm going to use the omnibus vote to pass tonight. I need that motion.
Because they didn't have a meeting.
Sir?
Water
Okay.
didn't have a meeting.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Water Environmental Committee will be pulled as well. So we just have the minutes of the regular meeting held April 2nd, 2012, and minutes of the Personnel Committee meeting held April 5th, 2012. I'd entertain a motion.
So moved, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, second by Alderman Heberly.
That comment, you didn't say the emergency services, you're gonna pull that one too? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You're pulling the last 3 then?
Correct.
All right.
Correct. All right, roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coons.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bob Heberly.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Now, regarding the minutes of the Emergency Services Committee meeting held April 5th, 2012, I'd entertain a motion to approve the amended minutes, and I'd ask Alderman Bertle to explain what amendment we're going to make.
I will make that motion, and the correction on the minutes is in regard to, under any other matters, there's some discussion on ticketing grass clippings in the city streets, and Alderman Heberling had made a comment, but it states in the minutes that he wanted 0 tolerance, and that's not exactly how he worded it. If he would like to speak to that, I'd be glad to let him explain his position on that.
Sure. My comment was a response to Deputy Chief Heil when he said, okay, we'll just have 0 tolerance, and my statement after that was that we were not requesting 0 tolerance. We was just asking that something further be done than what has been done in the past. I believe, if I might, Mr. Mayor, that we do need to step up our enforcement there. But I believe that since we've been so lax in the past, that we need to give out warnings before we start giving out citations. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I do need a second on that motion.
Second.
Alderman Voda. Additional discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Ray Coons.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Bob Heberly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes. Those minutes are approved. Next, let's see. I think I did want to bring into the fact, even though we didn't have the Lake Airport Committee meeting, Normally, each time this year, we approve events that go on out the lake. Two specifically I'd like to bring up this time. We will have the 3rd annual SB Edwards Youth Fishing Tournament is scheduled for May 19th. And the 2nd annual William Walter Catch a Fish Day, which is now scheduled for May 5th. So, it's usually our procedure to bring those to committee and then vote on them here at the committee. But since we had that canceled, we don't want to delay either one of those events. So I'd go ahead and entertain a motion to approve those 2 events.
So moved, Your Honor.
Alderman
Second.
Walters, second by Alderman Voda. Additional discussion or comments?
The only comment I might add to that, Your Honor, is the fact that this is not set precedence. We still would appreciate anybody who's going to do anything at the lake at any time in the future to present their the wish list to the committee.
Correct. Anybody else?
For the,
Alderman
when we have
Walters.
some type of a memo come out that tells the times and so forth, can we get something out, because it wasn't discussed at the committee level?
We can do that. I'm sure as we get closer to the event, it'll be advertised.
Okay,
Thank you.
The other guy is in charge of it,
all right.
so, his rain day will be this Sunday.
Okay.
5th is the day, and then the 6th is gonna be rain.
Right.
Okay.
Good. More discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Okay, next I'd like to move on to discussions and or motions to approve, adopt, and/or deny, and/or table, and/or amend, and refer to an appropriate committee in whole and part the following listed motions, ordinances, or resolutions. And the first thing we have is a presentation by Waste Management. This is a good news. It's a check presentation. This is something they're going to make as a contribution towards the solar panel project out there at the airport. A few months ago, I sent a letter out to a number of organizations asking for their support of this project, and it was no surprise to me that Waste Management stepped forward. So many times throughout this community and countywide, they've stepped forward and backed several different projects. So I'm very happy to have Mr. Dave Schwab here tonight on behalf of Waste Management to present a check to us. So I'll be very happy to accept that.
Particularly gratifying for me as a representative of Waste Management, especially with the facility that we have in Taylorville, our Five Oaks landfill. That landfill, besides providing safe and affordable disposal for commercial and residential waste, also generates electricity from our landfill gas. In fact, that single facility now generates enough electricity to serve the needs of 2,500 homes a year. Now, that's a good start.
Right.
It's also part of a larger network of landfills in Illinois that combined provides the electrical requirements for 35,000 homes. That's significant. It's my pleasure to actually drop off this check for $2,500 for the solar facility at the airport, and that's a good start. What we're looking for is more ideas for sustainability projects within the city of Taylorville. It's a rare thing to be housed in a community that's as progressive and ready to go as Taylorville is on Long Island. That means there's lots to do. We're looking for more of those activities, and we'd love to give back. And we're looking forward to those opportunities. So we've got a good start, and let's get something significant.
Got your name and address from the Rolodex.
Your Honor? Yes, sir. I'd like to make a comment. In the past, on my various duties with the Taylorville City Council, I've always felt that Waste Management has worked very good with Superintendent Wiseman and myself, and I do appreciate their efforts towards the community.
Thank you. Okay, next it's time to reappoint someone to the library board, and Mr. Joe Meeks has done a great job in the position he's in, and I've asked him to please do it again. So tonight I'd like to make the recommendation to reappoint Mr. Joe Meeks to the library board.
I'd like to make the motion to accept the mayor's recommendation to Joe Meeks for the library board.
Okay.
And I will second that.
Second by
With
Alderman
comment.
Heberlin. Go ahead with your comment.
Thank you, thank you. I happen to serve on the library board with Mr. Meeks, and he just does an outstanding job. He currently is filling the role of president and even has volunteered to come back and do the same thing again, so I thank him for his service.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Any other comments? If not, roll call.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes. Mr. Meeks, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay, I think now we'll move on to the recommendation of the Plan Commission. So I'd ask Mr. Joe Hauser to step forward.
Thank you, Your Honor. Alderman. Planning and Zoning Commission met this evening for the purpose of reviewing the Gowan Park of Taylorville site plan and to see if there were reasons to recommend your approval of it. The zoning fits. As most of you are well aware, there was a lot of discussion on it. Nice questions that come forth from your group. Thank you very much. I like this meeting with you, as a matter of fact, because it takes a lot of the pressure off me to remember all this stuff to come over here and say later. And thank you. But the outcome of it was that the Planning and Zoning Commission did vote unanimously to recommend your approval of the site plan of the Gowan Park facility with including a variance on 2 parking spaces, which would be in the setback area, and with the addition of a fire hydrant recommended by the fire chief near the entrance to the facility. You have a recommendation on this.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to accept the recommendation of the Plan Commission.
I'll make that motion.
Alderman Voda, second by Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. There was nothing else that came before our committee, so we adjourn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Again, we'd like to thank you for the work you guys do too. We do a great job.
Got a check for $2,500?
Next time.
Okay. Okay. Next, we have a series of resolutions and ordinances, and what I'd like to do is skip down to the ordinances first and then come back to the resolutions. So I believe first we've got an ordinance authorizing the city of Taylorville to enter into certain annexation agreements, so these being water annexations,
So moved, Your Honor.
with the following properties. Jerry Dobbins Jr. property at 1317 South Brooks, Randall Bingham property, 1801 South Michael Street, H.T. Klinghammer and Carl Blazer property, 1412 South Houston, Ronald G. Barlow property, 4103 Kennedy Road, Ronald C. and Terry L. Donnan, 109 Bellhaven Drive, and Johnny Wade property at 4616 Wilson Drive. I've got a motion by Alderman Walters, second
Second.
by Alderman Bertle. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next, we have an ordinance authorizing an exchange of real estate with Richard J. Payne and Marilyn J. Payne. Alderman Bertle, second by Alderman Voda. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
And Mayor Brotherton.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Okay, next we have an ordinance establishing a municipal ambulance service to be incorporated within the fire department.
So moved.
Alderman Bertle,
Second.
second by Alderman Koontz. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Mr. Mayor, could I just interrupt for 1 second?
Yes.
Maybe we should do the resolution regarding the real estate exchange too.
Okay. You're just gonna make this difficult, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I blame it on Kurt Peabody myself, but.
Okay. We'll move on to the resolution regarding the real estate exchange agreement between the city and Richard J. Payne and Marilyn J. Payne. I entertain that motion by Alderman Walters, second by Alderman Bertle. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
And the mayor says yes as well. Motion passes 7-0. Okay, so do we still have one ordinance left to do?
Cemetery prices?
That is the Ordinance amending Title 8, Chapter 3, Section 6 of the City of Taylorville's Code addressing the cemetery prices. Second. Bertle, second by Alderman Voda. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ralph Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Okay, now going back to the remaining resolutions. We have a resolution regarding an easement agreement with Lawrence J. Berry and Catherine A. Berry.
So moved. Second, Your Honor.
Okay, who was down there first? Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Walters. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Ralph Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next, we have a resolution regarding a utility easement agreement with Lawrence J. Berry and Catherine A. Berry.
I'll make that motion with a comment, Your Honor.
Okay, got a second on that, second by Alderman Boda. Go ahead with your comment.
My comment, just for clarification for the people in the audience, the first easement that we did, the resolution was for the sanitary sewer, and the second one is for the storm sewer.
Additional comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. And finally, we have a resolution regarding the intergovernmental agreement with Charleston. This is regarding the billing service for the ambulance.
So moved.
Alderman Bertle, second by Alderman Koontz. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Boda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Rob Heatherly.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. And I think we have a motion to approve the airport liability insurance renewal.
Your Honor, I'll
Renewal.
make that motion with a comment.
Okay, can I get a second on that?
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Alderman Walters, go ahead with your comment. Alderman Boda.
Your Honor, I want to thank you for allowing us to put this on the City Council agenda this evening due to the fact we did cancel our Lake and Airport Committee meeting. I believe this is due May 1st. With that, I reviewed the documents. I made sure everybody had a copy of this in the package they received this weekend, this past weekend. I asked Mr. Walters to do as he always does, is critique the offers that were on our hands. And at this time, I'll go ahead and turn the floor over to Mr. Walters, if I may, and ask him to give his overview of what we have.
Alderman
right.
Walters.
Thank you, Your Honor, and also thank you, Alderman Voda. If you gentlemen will remember in your packets, you got Xerox copy of the quotes that we received. And also on your desk this evening, you've got my Xerox copy of my comments. The current policy expires May the 19th, 2012. The current carrier is Aviation Insurance Managers Incorporated. The actual policy is with Ace Property and Casualty Insurance Company. The amount of coverage is $2 million with a $1,000 deductible, and the annual premium for the current year that we're in is $3,500. There were 8 requests for quotes. 2 insurance companies declined to quote. 4 insurance companies failed to respond, and only 2 insurance companies submitted a quote. So option 1 was Ace Property and Casualty Insurance for $2 million with a $1,000 deductible, and that was $2,950 is the annual premium, and that is our current carrier. The second one was option 2 was Catlin Insurance Company, $2 million with a $1,000 deductible, and their premium was $3,000. Now, the next thing I'd like for you to refer, if you would, briefly to the second sheet that's behind that first one. This gives you a little history of what we've done and where we've come with the premiums. Catlin Insurance, I've got the notations up there that goes from 2012, 2011, 2010, respectively for Ace Property and Old Republic Phoenix Aviation. We've had a net decrease, 33% reduction in premium quotes over the years from Catlin, a 32% reduction from Ace Property and Casualty Insurance, and nothing, no reduction from Old Republic, and they failed to quote this time. So we are saving money, and I think it's because we are asking for quotes on these, and I think they realize that we are scrutinizing them. So then back to the first page then, I recommend that we stay with Ace Property and Casualty Insurance Company with a low quote of $2,950. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Walters, I appreciate that.
Any other comments?
If I might add on that just a little bit, Your Honor.
Sure.
The airport, if you have not been out there recently, it was roughly 5 years ago, the city took over control and management of the airport again. We have seen substantial increase in what we have in the way of valued property out there. We've seen improvements at the airport that just, if you hadn't been out there before, you won't really appreciate what we've got now. And I think part of the process that the insurance companies also look at is what we're doing at the airport, how we improve and how we maintain. And we've done nothing but improved and better maintain what we have out there. And with that said, I think that might be a reflection on part of the cost savings that we have in this insurance.
You're
Thank you,
absolutely
Your
right.
Honor.
All right, we've got the motion by Alderman Voda, second by Alderman Walters. Any other comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Ray Coontz?
Yes.
Martin Voda?
Yes.
Earl Walters?
Yes.
Sean Bertle?
Yes.
Rob Heatherling?
Yes.
Bruce Jones?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. And next we have a motion to purchase a mower for the Lake Department.
I'll make that motion, Your Honor, to, let's see, I gotta make sure I get the right one here. I need the 2750. Okay, I make a motion to accept a quote of $2,750 from Case International Trico. Is that correct? I have to go back to the superintendent to make sure. To purchase this finish mower. Talking with the superintendent, the current mower we're using, we are not actually using anymore. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay, so we're not mowing at this time at all. This is a critical piece of equipment. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Jackson, but I believe this is coming out of the next year's budget, that we were able to purchase this and hold off on the paying until the budgets are approved. Is that what it was?
Correct.
Okay. So with that said, Your Honor, I'm gonna recommend that we accept the $2,750 quote from Trico Equipment to get these, the lawns mowed out there at the lake.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Second by Alderman Walters. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Martin Voda?
Yes.
Earl Walters?
Yes.
Sean Bertle?
Yes.
Rob Heatherling?
Yes.
Bruce Jones?
Yes.
Ray Coontz?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Brings us to city attorney updates.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have anything other than today we did receive the hole in the donut updated title commitment at 11:31 a.m. I know the mayor's ahead of the ball game, the clerk's ahead of the ball game, and now I'll get ahead of the ball game with this information so we can get this on the track that we have to follow. So that's the only thing we've been waiting for, gentlemen, are these. So now that we have them, ready to go. And unless you guys have anything else, that's about all I have. I have not heard anything from Ed Huntley. Didn't expect to this soon.
Right.
Don't know if I really expect him to respond at all, but at least the ball's in their court. That's the prison.
Any other questions for the city attorney? Okay, thank you. Moving on to mayor updates, just got a couple of things quickly. One thing I have learned in my life is you should not comment on something you don't know anything about, so I'm not going to go into depth on this. You may know that Chris Lockwood is gone. Her position with the Breeze, for whatever reason, has been eliminated, and she will not be covering future meetings. Chris did call me and asked to relay her thanks to all the aldermen for their cooperation and providing her with the information she's needed to do her news stories and everything else. And I will say I thought she did an excellent job, and we'll miss her. Moving on, we hit on it briefly regarding the grass deposit enforcement. Just to clarify here, our major goal here is for the citizens to understand that we've got to quit throwing that grass into the street that then gets into our sewers and clogs them. So that's the goal we're after, and we want to do that in the most pain-free way possible, but yet be effective in it. So we've talked to the police chief and the deputy chief, and I think we're all on the same page now that when possible, we will try and give them a warning. Now, we're not going to take that discretion away from the officers. You're going to have some people out there that they're just not, they behave in such a way where they don't deserve a warning. And so, if the officers come into those situations, then they're going to handle it the way they see best to do that. We're not going to try and tell them how to do their job. We have basically asked for stepped-up enforcement, and I think that message has gone through to them, and we've talked with the chief, and I think that's what we'll see happen. Next thing I got is Wednesday night. We're going to have a meeting here. I've asked a variety of entities and representatives from state government to try and attend. It's basically going to be a brainstorming session on what we do with the industrial park out there to kind of get it moving. I hope we have a good turnout. I hope we have a good discussion there and we come out with some kind of concrete plans. It's like anything else. It's got the potential value to all of us once it's developed there. But it's like anything else in life. We can stare at it forever and nothing's going to happen. Somebody's got to take some action. And so I want all the entities to really consider it seriously, decide how they can help, what they are willing to do to help, and we need to get this thing moving. So if you guys can at all make that meeting, I would appreciate it, because hopefully it'll be positive for everyone.
What's that date again?
That's Wednesday, this Wednesday at 6 p.m. in this room. The 18th. And the only other thing I have is, obviously the TNASCA legislation, that's still going day by day. Who knows, depending on which lobbyist you talk to or, what member of the press that's been covering it you talk to. We don't know where that thing is going, whether it's going to be called this session, this month, whether it'll be called in May, or whether it'll be called at all. We just don't know. I know the lobbyists on both sides are still working, and it's my hope that at some point we at least get that call. But I certainly can't make a guess. It wouldn't be fair for me to make a guess, because I really think it's going to be one of those things until the day and time that vote is taken. No one will know before then. So I think we need to move ahead, and that'll be a wonderful blessing if it does pass. If not, that doesn't change our job. We've got to move forward, whether it passes or doesn't pass. So that's all I've got. If no one has any questions for me, we'll move on to committee reports. Discussions and or motions to approve, adopt, and or deny, and or table, and or amend, and or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. And we'll start out with the Personnel Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Due to an upcoming retirement, we have a motion to bid and or advertise a position for the Water Department Plant Operator 1, and I offer that as a motion.
Second.
Second, Alderman Jones. Additional discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Due to an opening because of an individual bidding out of a department, we have a motion to bid and or advertise a position for the Sewer Department Heavy Equipment Operator. Offer that as a motion.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Second by Alderman Walters. Discussion or comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Sean Burdell.
Yes.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda. Earl Walters.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Moving on to Emergency Services Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. The first two motions on there, I think we covered earlier in the meeting. I don't know that second one, motion to approve amended ambulance service draft ordinance upon approval of the city attorney. That wasn't worded that way in the first go around, so should we do that one again?
Yeah,
Where we approved it.
well, we approved the ordinance and the resolution. Does that cover what comes out of the committee? So,
Yeah.
okay, we're good to go then.
So the last two motions was motion to forward a fiscal year 2012-2013 fire department budget to the finance committee. I can make that form of motion.
Okay. Can you get a second on that?
Second.
Second by Alderman Voda. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? That motion passes.
Next motion was to forward the fiscal year 2012-2013 police department budget to the finance committee. I'd like to make that form of motion.
Second.
Second by Alderman Voda. Discussion or comment? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? That motion passes. Okay, brings us to a motion to approve and ratify payment of bills in the amount of $146,551.34.
So moved.
Second with no dissertation.
Second, Alderman Jones. Discussion or comments?
I have a
Alderman
comment.
Bertle.
Alderman Lawrence, in his absence tonight, asked me to just touch on a couple things. I'm not going to go into a long dissertation like Mr. Lawrence does. He spends a lot of time going over the bills, and we greatly appreciate it.
Amen.
The amount that we're okaying tonight is smaller than what's been in the past due to the lack of payment for some of the projects that Alderman Walters is overseeing. There's some general liability insurance for about $9,500 plus. There's some workman's compensation in there for about $25,000. Street lighting for about $7,600. Some tree board money to buy some trees for the project they had out on McAdam Drive and that site. There's a lot of fuel this month, but other than that, everything else looks to be in order, so.
Any other comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Rob Heatherling.
Yes.
Bruce Jones.
Yes.
Ray Coontz.
Yes.
Martin Voda.
Yes.
Earl Walters.
Yes.
Sean Bertle.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Seeing no further items on the, well, let me see, I do have to open it up to the public, don't I? I write down my little paragraph, but anyone in the public like to comment or address the committee or council?
I would like to make one comment.
Alderman Jones.
It's nice to see Chief Herbstreit back. It's been a long road for him. I know he's still got some time to go, but he's a dedicated servant to this city, and this is just one more way that he's showing it by being here now. I know our thoughts and prayers are with you, Dave, and you know, if you need anything, we're here to help.
Glad to have him back. Anybody else? Okay, no further items on the agenda. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Alderman Koontz,
Second.
second by Alderman Voda. Discussion or comment? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Meeting adjourned 7:31 PM.